with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News Nowcast.
Good morning on your Tuesday. Thanks for jumping on Facebook Live for this mid-morning check of the stories we are following here at Erie News Now. And we start with Texas's Republican Governor Greg Abbott now vowing to arrest Democratic lawmakers who left the Lone Star State overnight. Those Democrats say their departure is really an attempt to stop an overhaul of the election laws in Texas. Those Democratic lawmakers say the changes would have a negative impact on people's right to vote, especially in communities of color. So those private planes carrying more than 50 of those Texas Democrats left Austin for Washington, D.C. last night. Lawmakers skipping town days ahead of the Texas House of Representatives and their expected early approval of those sweeping new voting restrictions in a special legislative session. The move, those lawmakers' departure, but it effectively blocks the Republican-backed voting measures from advancing. They would, among other things, limit access to mail-in voting and restrict early voting hours. President Joe Biden, meantime, in Philadelphia, PA today to speak about his administration's actions to, quote, protect the sacred constitutional right to vote, end quote. Federal health officials are warning of a pretty rare but potentially serious side effect of the Johnson & Johnson version of the COVID vaccine. The CDC has now received preliminary reports, they say, of roughly 100 cases of people who have developed a Guillain-Barré syndrome after getting J&J's single-dose shot. It's an autoimmune disorder that affects the nerves and can lead to paralysis. The FDA, though, still says in spite of those relatively few cases, the benefits of the vaccine far outweigh its potential risks. Federal guidance on vaccine boosters, meantime, not expected to change for the time being. That's the word from a senior health official after a meeting between Pfizer and public health leaders on Monday. This came a couple days after Pfizer said that folks who had received its two-shot version of the COVID vaccine may need a booster shot at some point down the road. That led to a quick and pretty rare pushback from the CDC and the FDA. They both said no one who's fully vaccinated needs a booster shot at this point. All right, I want to get you the latest on the fallout from the vandalism of some statues up in western New York. Those statues meant to commemorate the area's role in the Underground Railroad used to get slaves to freedom. As Erie News Now has been reporting, someone up in western New York vandalized those statues, all in Jamestown's Dow Park, covering them in racist graffiti. Rewind to May, and someone actually stole one of these statues. And just this past weekend, it was all the focus of a rally in Dow Park where folks were calling for an end to the hate. Well, last night's Jamestown City Council meeting, they talked about adding security cameras at Dow Park and offering up a reward for information in that vandalism case. Well, Pennsylvania Health Department leaders say they actually overreported the number of vaccinated people here in Pennsylvania, and not just by a few, we're talking 500,000. Part of the problem, they say they couldn't properly track people who got vaccinated in two different places, and the department blamed duplicate records as well. This news comes about a week after reports that 1 million Pennsylvanians who were partially vaccinated had since missed their second shot appointment. And we're now less than a week away from some big changes to Pennsylvania's rules for collecting unemployment. And they come, of course, as so many businesses struggle to find people willing to work. Starting this coming Sunday, that's the 18th of July, people on unemployment here in Pennsylvania will have to be able to show that they have, in fact, looked for work and applied for at least 2 jobs in that past week. Now, a list of approved job-seeking activities includes attending a job fair or searching for positions on the PA CareerLink website. Now, at the Erie temp agency Career Concepts, they say it's really an all-time high when it comes to the number of job openings.
I think if people come and look, I think you're going to find, because you're going to find something that fits for you, because I can't remember a time when so many jobs have been open.
Most administration says Pennsylvanians who turned down that suitable job offer or recall to work would no longer be eligible for unemployment benefits. Again, those changes all kicking in this coming Sunday. From wildfires to heavy rain, parts of the country really feeling Mother Nature's wrath as we get into this Tuesday. 58, believe it or not, wildfires are burning all across the western United States. One they're calling the Beckworth Complex fire out in California. It actually forced some folks to just run for their lives, take off. And the so-called bootleg fire, that one burning in Oregon. It's now called the nation's largest wildfire, out of control, according to crews out that way at this point. Extreme heat basically cooking parts of the West as well. Las Vegas, Nevada, St. George, Utah, both hitting weekend record highs of 117 degrees. And some strong storms powered by that hot and humid weather off to the east led to widespread flooding here in Philadelphia. And the high water closed a bunch of big roads, led to some water rescues throughout the southeastern Pennsylvania region. And we've already seen some rain come through. Meteorologist David Walter, and you're going to, I guess, let us know just how much more could be headed our way.
Yeah, it's been a very, very rainy month so far, and we're not even really technically halfway through the month of July. Right now, we are dealing with mainly cloudy skies out there. It is very, very humid. We got the rain, obviously, over the last couple of hours, and our temperatures are in the 70s, but it's going to feel hotter than that as we continue right into the afternoon. Later in the day, as we're going to keep an eye on some of those scattered showers and storms to redevelop, and unfortunately, that could have a little bit of an impact on 8 Great Tuesdays. Obviously, we are looking ahead to that 6 o'clock hour and having a little fun down there at Liberty Park, but storms will still be around. They could be pushing on through by the 7, 8 o'clock hour, and then not much around 9, 9:30 or so. So folks have been asking, well, will we have this event? Okay, we'll have the storms around, but obviously the event is ongoing right now, but we could have some weather impacted as we head towards the evening hours. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that for you. Right now, we do have some isolated rain showers between Erie and the Northeast. That's finally beginning to fade out from the morning. And as we go through the day, you'll notice that some of those showers start to pop up a bit more as we get towards the middle and latter portion of the afternoon. You can see by 6 o'clock, we've still got some of those scattered showers, even some thunderstorms rolling on through the area. Maybe some locally heavy rainfall, gusty winds in there. But as we get deeper into the evening, that activity kind of dwindles a bit, but more showers around as we start off the day on Wednesday. Although, looks like as we get into the afternoon, most of those showers out there will be a little bit farther to the south. We won't have as much heavy rain on them. The moisture levels in the atmosphere start to go down, and eventually some drier air will try to punch in for the day on Thursday. This tells the story right now. It is oppressive out there as those muggy numbers are up there into the 70s right now. Temperatures are in the 70s as well. We're in the lower and middle 70s out there, and it certainly will be getting hotter over the next couple of hours and feel hotter than that when you do factor in that humidity. Your zone outlook for today, we are expecting temperatures to get up into the lower and middle 80s during the afternoon. We'll watch for some of those storms to pop back up as we get towards the middle and latter half of the afternoon. Temperatures lower 80s in the Crawford County today. Very warm, very, very sticky out there. And we'll have some of those storms. They will develop during the day and continue even into the evening hours for Warren County. Locally heavy rainfall is certainly a possibility. Still more active weather, but like I said before, we do get some drier time on Thursday. We'll see if that trend can kind of roll into the weekend in just a moment.
All right, thank you, David. Yeah, not just 8 Great Tuesdays, where they're keeping an eye on the skies for that chance of rain tonight. Today actually marks the start of what's traditionally one of the biggest and you could say tastiest events of the entire summer. We're talking about the annual Northeast Firemen's Cherry Festival. And like last year's edition of the event, this one is once again going to be a drive-through affair. Erie News Now's Molly Samora takes a closer look.
Just seeing the people around and meeting old friends.
That's what Mike Wilkinson, the finance chair for the festival, tells me he will miss most this year. Because of the ongoing pandemic, this year's Cherry Festival will once again be a drive-through. But don't worry, they will still have some of the fan favorites.
Sausage sandwiches, French fries. I guess they're going to try to do chicken tenders this year just for something a little different. And there was talk about maybe cotton candy and popcorn, and that'll be for the kids. So.
On Sunday, they will keep the tradition going of having a parade.
We'll drive the trucks around town and wave at people and stuff like that, but that's not even like the big parade that we usually have.
Wilkinson tells me although they wish they could have a full-blown cherry festival this year for families to enjoy, having something is better than nothing at all.
This is our biggest fundraiser, so this is how we run both the fire departments. So yeah, anything helps, but it's nowhere near what we make if it was a full-blown, festival. But we'll do what we do and trudge on.
That's our Molly Samora reporting. And yeah, so there is that possibility for some rain out there at the festival, but hopefully won't get those sausage sandwiches or cherry pies wet.
Yeah, this time of year, we always have to have that indoor options. I know we have some of those big events ongoing, so obviously, weather is very important, and we will be dealing with some of those storms around later on today, so that's why we want you to stick with the First Warning Weather Team all day today. Obviously, we'll keep you updated on exactly how the weather is evolving, but I know we will have some more of the storms out there as we get into the afternoon, even towards the evening hours. Heavy rain, gusty winds possible there. Temperatures still very warm today. I think we can get to about 86 degrees. We'll manage some sunshine, those very humid conditions that will make it at least feel that way during the afternoon, at least 86 degrees. As we go over the next couple of days, you can see still a few storms out there. Could be more so inland as we go through the day on Wednesday, but even here in Erie, we're starting off with some of that wet weather. Thursday looks fairly quiet, quite warm. Friday, we're back into more of those showers and storms. A front will come on through, still hang around just enough to keep some of those showers out there on Saturday, but the trend is actually finally getting drier Sunday and then into Monday, and you can see those temperatures remaining in the 80s.
Wondering, 5 to 8 tonight for the Fireman's Cherry Festival out in Northeast at Herd Park. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the NOWCAST. We'll be back on Facebook Live right around the same time tomorrow. 5 a.m. On Wednesday, that's when we'll see you back here for Erie News Now Sunrise.